and welcome to the Science Fantasy Experience. Or should I say, welcome back, as it has been far too long. It has been months and months since I made a video. Way back in August was the last video I made, my post-TFN video, a very heartfelt, emotional video for sure. I have been on YouTube here and there, none of my own creation since then, but I've been on a handful of shows, and I was in season 1 of the Collector's Archive with Vaults of Iacon. So I have been here. I will drop a link to my episode as well as the whole channel, because it is an incredible season to see. It's even on season 3 right now. It's such an eclectic mix of big YouTubers and small YouTubers, and not just toys. There is all kinds of nostalgia to be witnessed on that series. So yeah, please go check out Ed at Vaults of Iacon for more. So what actually has been going on since TFN, or even for the whole year? As prior to making a video for TFN, the last time I consistently made videos was last January. It is now March of the following year. I genuinely thought at the start of last year I'd be able to do YouTube again a bit more. I changed departments at work, had a totally different rota, had more free time, but videos just didn't materialize. I planned loads, and I have been buying toys all throughout the year, quite sporadically. I wasn't really picking up a toy every month, but I would then get quite a few the following month, and then I wouldn't get any, and then I'd get once for my birthday, something for Christmas. I would just jump on and grab an exclusive from PulseCon. So yeah, I've been picking up bits and pieces, but yeah, I just could not, even though I had the time, I couldn't find the time to do it. A mixture of a slightly different job, changing jobs. My family took it in turns to be ill. I was ill, and then my wife got ill, and then one child got ill, the next child got ill. So yeah, just months and months went past, and couldn't create them. Not from not wanting to create them. I generally do. I've thoroughly missed it, and I'm looking forward to giving it a little showcase of what I've picked up, because it's very mixed. Last year was a great year for toys. Every year is a great year for toys. Whenever I've done the end of year review or my top 5 toys, I always say how good the year has been, looking forward to the next year. And again, this year has not disappointed. I have picked up a myriad of toys, books, various nostalgic, vintage, modern action figures, robots. Getting deeper into that, I've picked up DC collectibles, Marvel, G.I. Joe, Transformers, but various bits and pieces. So let's take a look, a little showcase of what I've picked up. So first up, which you will have seen in my TFN video, is G1 Swoop, the chromy goodness of G1 Swoop. So this was a gift from my good friend Rich, Resort Rider, at TFN for my birthday. And yes, I showed him off in the previous video, but I have now gone back to him and sticked him up, and it has made him absolutely pop. He's good enough without stickers, but now he feels nostalgic, even though we never even had a Swoop in the 80s. But yeah, the stickers have added so much more depth to the figure. Dinobots need to be covered in the stickers, or the kind of like the computery bits and pieces. The colour they use for the stickers, I'm going to tell you though, putting the stickers on was frightening. It was a perilous experience. Some of them were so tiny, I couldn't believe it. Imagine doing that as a kid. There's no wonder like there's a handful of toys like badly stickered up as a kid. But yeah, he is a wonderful, if delicate, figure, and has just absolutely come alive with the stickers. I don't ever want to do it again, I think, stickering up a figure. But yeah, I thought I'd give him a little show off, even though he's been on screen before, because they are wonderful figures, the G1 Dinobots. Both of these are KOs. Snarl I picked up on the Bots of Home G1 challenge, 25 quid. He's pretty good. He is exceptional for a KO. He's super tight. I know he's a delicate figure in general, but yeah, his joints are super tight, and you cannot tell the difference. The only thing that gives it away is the box, which I don't display my Dinobots in boxes. I like them proudly in their robot modes. Yeah, if you're interested in getting KO Dinobots, I thoroughly recommend it. Buying G1 on the secondary market for something like a Dinobot is going to be pricey for an original. In some ways, I don't necessarily condone KOs, because it's somebody's hard work and in some ways their IP and their designs, and it's being ripped off. But it's a 40-year-old toy, and they're out there, they're already out there in the ether to be had, so I'm gonna back them for sure. At some point I would like to get all 5. I'd even like to get a swoop with the blue, but have I called time on Transformers a little bit? Possibly, because I've got pretty much all the ones that I really want. Now it's just kind of the wait to see what they do with mainline, what characters they bring and how technology develops in the next few years in terms of engineering. I think after getting Moon Studios Trainbots, my big last purchase in terms of Transformers, that's a lie. I bought Beast Machines Primal Prime. So yeah, I'm done for Transformers for a good year, I reckon. As I now start waffling about, yeah, get some G1 Dinobots. Staying with Transformers, to slightly contradict what I just said, I randomly picked up Shrapnel. I think I went to like Smith's to get like birthday presents for my children, and once I'd picked up like all their bits and pieces, I did have a good look around the aisles. I saw a ridiculously expensive but phenomenal Lego Technic set for a Caterpillar, which was like digital. You could do stuff through a mobile app with it. It looked absolutely phenomenal. It had like that nostalgic feel of like the late 80s, early 90s Technic feel, being in the yellow colours, but it was like way out of my price range. So I walked away with Shrapnel because he was like £18 or something. I'm so glad that they didn't go chrome, because like the Insecticons, although I only have 2, I do not have Bombshell yet, but at some point I will do. He is absolutely lovely. Again, I seem to be lucking out on Transformers with super tight joints. Not overly tight that it's going to break, but it's just, there's no wibbly wobbliness at all. But yes, I'm so glad they did not go the chrome toy aesthetic. Yeah, I didn't want them to do the chrome toy aesthetic. I really wanted them to go for the cartoon aesthetic for sure, with the grey. And I'm glad that there's 3 available now, all in the same scale, all a little bit chonky, and the purple goes and matches across both of them. They scale perfectly well together. They're almost like the same size, but depending on what appendage or what body part they have, I think they look absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to get Bombshell. I know that they have done the same leg use, which I understand it, because if you want your company to stay profitable, you're going to use certain parts over and over again. It's an age-old tradition. Take a look at Masters of the Universe. Pretty much one body type with slightly different legs. It doesn't overly bother me, because with the beauty of a Transformer, I could have probably Shrapnel into his insect mode and Bombshell into his robot mode. I love Bombshell's robot mode. His head looks great. There's something medieval about it, and then that will hide the fact of having very similar legs. But yeah, an off-the-cuff purchase, and I'm glad that these are slowly coming together. So yeah, maybe in a couple of months I'll pick up Bombshell for sure. What a contradiction. Antagonist Cyborg from 80s Commanders by Ramen Toys. But we all know it's Hacker from Centurions, don't we? So yeah, I got this pretty early on in the year, and I literally could not wait. Having had the 80s Commanders from the start, getting this is absolutely a dream come true. It's a perfect companion piece to them. And because this is so successful, they've obviously greenlit Doc Terror. They have come on leaps and bounds since the first iteration of their toys. The 80s Commanders was Ace's first foray into making action figures. I know I was a little bit underwhelmed, not necessarily scathing, but I was kind of disappointed when I first got them. And then obviously I grew to love them and understood the complexity of making an action figure, and I absolutely adore them now. They remind me, the first wave, the first run of them, they remind me of when third-party Transformer companies were just starting, and you'd have like Impossible Toys, and you'd have Tetrajets that were just, that was the only way to get the Tetrajets, and they were flimsy and delicate. And then you'd kind of move slightly on to Mackie Toys and a few others that just, they were really bringing a third party to fruition. They remind me of that kind of, they're a little bit janky, but they've got so much like charisma, and to be honest, it's the only way to get modern Centurions, because I just do not know if they're going to get brought back at any point. And if they do, I can only imagine there's a long lead time to go through research and development, testing to bring them out. So I'm so happy to have any iteration of Centurions, and he's tough, he's strong. I also went for the dark ink wash over them. It has its signature coming apart, so you can put that part with the drone. You can add the drone to Hacker. His helmet is removable. There's also an orange piece that you can add to it. The face sculpt, perfect, exactly as he was. Grim, menacing, ratchety, clicks. And yeah, it's magnetized, so it completely holds together. He's a big fella, and he's just incredible. His box as well, again, they've taken the next step. It's a really beautifully artistic, it looks like a, you know, an oil painting, to just bring it, it's like, this feels nostalgic, the way it's the way you've got the ombre drop from yellow to orange. That's so close to the original without infringing. And then some more beautiful artwork. It's a lovely shaped box, being that it's angled. Again, more beautiful artwork, and then a description of what you could do, which is on a card back, thinking back to action figures of the 90s, where it shows, you know, a key action. They're nailing it. Ramen Toys are absolutely nailing it. They've chosen the right inspiration from properties from the 80s, whether it's Mask with their Makina Labs line, 80s Commanders. Very much looking forward to the Marshall. I cannot wait. It's been a long time since Marshall Bravestar had action figures. To be honest, I don't even think they've ever thought about re-releasing those figures. Yes, cannot wait. To give you an idea of scale, he absolutely towers over Max Ray. So much bigger, but then again, he was so much bigger. In some ways he's overly proportioned, and that just, it works absolutely fine, being that he is a cyborg. He was obviously a big guy before he had augmented parts added to him, but yeah, they look absolutely phenomenal together. And plus you can get them either ink washed or toy aesthetic. Giving a collector both options, it's always going to be a great addition to anybody's collection. Antagonist Cyborg, it's Hacker. Next up, we have a very unexpected Christmas gift from my mum. We have Two-Face from DC Collectibles, but this is the New Adventures of Batman version from, I'm going to say like 2015, 2016. Totally unexpected. And he is incredible. The face sculpt and the definition is so good. It's like he absolutely jumped off the screen. So Harvey Dent, beautifully done, looking slightly sinister. And then Two-Face with his signature big eye, lips and white hair. I say totally unexpected because I did not know what my mum was going to get me. To be honest, I didn't ask for anything for Christmas, like toy-wise. And there it was. So yeah, a bit of an older figure. This is like number 2. Batman is number 1. And Two-Face number 2. And you can see you've got like Joker. I think there's like 2 Robins, so like the third Robin iteration. Harley Quinn and the Joker look quite similar to other releases, but someone like Poison Ivy is very different in the New Adventures of Batman as opposed to Batman the Animated Series. But yeah, this guy is awesome. I deeply regret not getting more when they re-released some figures. So they did them like some figures again, and they did a whole wave in like 2000, I want to say 2019, 2020. When I picked up the Grey Ghost, you could get Scarecrow, Hardak, and you could get Two-Face. And I deeply regret not getting that Two-Face then. But I'm so glad to have this version because it's slightly different. He's somewhat slender and more angular and more cartoony. And I feel like the Two-Face figure, I've never actually seen it, I'm only going by promotional material. I think they use the same legs as the Grey Ghost. And we've had the leg discussion before, and I know that's what companies do, but sometimes when the character is so different, Two-Face is very different to the Grey Ghost, but they use the same legs. This one is just more angular, and it comes with a slew of accessories. It comes with his signature bag from, what episode is it? I'm never going to remember. Sins of the Father. His Tommy gun. It comes with a handgun. It comes with the signature hand with the coin, which is great. It comes with like 2 canisters, a gas mask, and I think some extra like blue hands. He's one of my favourite characters. He's kind of Big Bad Half. So he's like 3 characters. It's Harvey Dent, Big Bad Half, and then Two-Face. And it's really a tragic story. And it's one of the best episodes, his introduction to the show. It just went on to Netflix in like November, so I was all over it. And then just to have the surprise at Christmas, it was just, oh, it blew me away. I just totally unexpected. Always wanted more of these DC collectibles, so it's a bit of a dream come true to get some of my favourite characters. Some of them went into B&M and I didn't pick them up, but they weren't like characters I really wanted. So there's a handful that I would like a Scarecrow. I do have a Scarecrow from the Kenner range from the 90s, but to have a 6-inch, although these are a little bit smaller than it's like a 5.5. But yeah, they're all angular and different. He'll fit in perfectly with the Grey Ghost and my McFarlane Batman, because they're all slightly different, but they're made from the same similar kind of, I feel like it's waxy plastic. I've mentioned waxy plastic before with Boba Fett from Droids. I love the waxy plastic because it doesn't give off too much shine. Harvey Dent, Big Bad Half, Two-Face from DC Collectibles. We shall finish up with a little bit of Star Wars. I really like the Black Series, and I just never buy it. It's probably because I'm so picky with my love-hate relationship with Star Wars. The last bits I got were the droids, and it was that was an incredible piece, from the box to the figure to everything about it. I love that cartoon, and when I'm going to buy a Black Series figure, I need to have an extra little bit of connection. So we have the Force Unleashed Galen Marek, or Starkiller, if you will, PulseCon exclusive. What a set this is. This is what you get. You get a Starkiller, 4 lightsabers, 2 Force lightning bolts, a Force push, a Force explosion, 3 heads, hands, lightsabers, and 2 extra stormtroopers, so you can recreate what he does in the game and the box. Force Unleashed is what got me back in to Star Wars. It was a phenomenal game on the PS3. Having recently played it, it's aged incredibly well. Obviously, it's a computer game, so he ends up becoming massively overpowered, but you tailor it to however you want. You could do more force pushes or more force lightning, or you could learn different lightsaber techniques, whether it's defensive or, you know, attacking aggressively. But I absolutely adored it. It felt just like the Star Wars I grew up with, and it's one of my favourite Star Wars games, along with the whole multimedia experience that is Shadows of the Empire. It dropped in loads of really good characters, and you got to do some fun things like you proxy his droid becomes Darth Maul, and you get to see Darth Maul, which we hadn't seen for a while. His outfits, loads of different outfits. Rom Kota, his kind of mentor, the blind Jedi, and you got to see familiar. Do you know what? It feels familiar. That's the best way to describe the Force Unleashed. You got to play as, you know, a Jedi, or, you know, a Dark Jedi, or a Sith. You know, depending on how you wanted to play. Do you have a red lightsaber, or are you a more, because you like the light side, do you go with the blue? You could get like loads of other colours, but for me, there's only ever red, blue, and green. I'm that old school when it comes to lightsabers. Yeah, and it is a ridiculous set. As you can see, I'm quite, I don't know, passionate about Star Wars, and I feel like I don't talk about it enough. All I ever do is kind of say I don't like bits of Star Wars, and I never really focus on the things that I do. Do you know why? Because they haven't made Black Series figures of Shadows of the Empire. When they do, I will be as happy as Larry. Don't get me wrong, I liked that Revenge of the Jedi Darth Vader. And now that I have this, I want to get a Darth Vader, but I want to get a battle damaged Darth Vader. So that's my next hope, is that they make a battle damaged Darth Vader, like the end of the game. Spoilers. Yeah, because you fight Vader at the end, and obviously you, with your force pushes, you take away his armor, and you can see his cybernetic limbs, and you get to see his white face. Yeah, it's incredible. It's an absolutely incredible box. It looks like he is surrounded by force energy, and it's a folding out to show you the 2 stormtroopers. You could absolutely just display it like this, and you know, you would be more than happy, but toys need to be free. As you can see from filming this, I currently haven't taken him out of the box. Do I? Don't I? Do I shout cut and come back to this video with a totally opened one? I've been purposely saving this for, you know, an evening where it's just me and I can enjoy toys and all the things that I have, especially when coming back to content creation. Finally freed from its impenetrable box. Oh my god, I've never seen so many like zip ties and a whole roll of tape behind, but oh my god, this is phenomenal. It's a beautiful mix of translucent stuff and action figure. It's probably actually better to look at all the stuff individually, but I just wanted to show off the type of diorama you could do. I've purposely gone for the backhanded lightsaber in motion blade, and because the Force Lightning is rubbery, you can fit it round the Stormtrooper. I don't want to risk the joints in having it too high, so it's strategically pegged in. There's 3 pegs on the base, but yeah, this is like three parts. The Force Blast and the stand. The stand is heavy plastic, heavy hard plastic, and then this is rubbery. But yeah, there's intricate detail on Starkiller. Let's have a look at just Starkiller. So here we've got the other Force move, and I've switched out to a more contemplative, meditative face, a little bit of perhaps a Vader choke. And I do like that you've got ridiculous amounts of accessories. This one I'm not overly fussed by. It kind of reminds me of like this old vacuum cleaner we had in the 80s with the bag. But yeah, it's just nice to have variations, and I could play around posing this all evening. And then there is other places for you to drop his lightsaber hilt. I really like his lightsaber hilt. It looks kind of more technical and kind of just put together, as opposed to some of the other ones. Well, it depends like on which era you like. The lightsabers from, say, the Phantom Menace were all kind of just much more smoother, and then you get to Luke's green lightsaber, which looks much more built and kind of put together. I love it. I love this figure. And then we've got more of a Jedi feel to him. Swapped out the head. It's got a bit more of a softer, friendlier, emotive face. And then the dual handing lightsaber, the blue, means a goodie. And then yeah, a bit more of a wider stance. I'm fond of a wide stance, if you haven't gathered that already. Endless possibilities. It's accessories that make figures. They add dynamicism and allow you to just play and display as much or as little as you want. It's a stunning set, absolutely beautiful, every aspect of it. The fact that you've got 2 Stormtroopers, so I can use one somewhere else, perhaps next to my Rebel Trooper. Yeah, this is Galen Marek, Starkiller, the exclusive box set. It's been an absolute joy welcoming you back to the channel and showcasing some of the stuff I've picked up, and even revisiting toys that I've not played with for months. Perhaps I've plonked them on the shelf and just admired them from afar and not really interacted with them for a while. So as I said, it's been an absolute joy. Please stay tuned for part 2 for all things spectacular and amazing, and for part 3 where everyone shouts G.I. Joe, the Action Force. I have been Rudy Sasu, and always remember, it's as much about play as it is display. Thanks for watching.